Hi there, welcome to my channel and thank you for stopping by. Please consider subscribing to this channel, like this video and also share so that YouTube can inform me of future uploads. So a couple of weeks ago I put a video together talking about how you could gain admission into a Ghanaian university. Since then I've had questions from a whole lot of young people and prospective applicants, and then one thing I realized during their queries or questions is that there are a whole lot of young people who are unsure as what course or degree they need to pursue in the university. Yes, they are applying, but they are not sure of what course they need to actually select. So today I thought I'll put a very short video together to actually guide these young people to help them actually select a course or choose a degree course that they could actually pursue in the university. This video might not be for you if there's a young person in your family considering university, or even in secondary school level. They haven't finished SHS yet, but they are thinking about going to university in the future. Please forward it to them. It might be of a help to them. It might be a guide to them. So today, I'm going to talk about things that could actually help them, things that they need to actually, as a checklist more or less, to help them decide finally on a course or a degree that they could pursue in the university. So today I'm going to talk about three main things that you need to look at before you actually apply to a university or before you select a course, or things that can actually help you if you are the kind of person who is very indecisive. Things that might be able to help you to actually decide on what course you need to pursue. So before then, let me talk about what university education is really about. University education is meant to train you to be an analytical thinker, to be innovative, to be creative, to be able to actually look at a problem, analyze the problem, diagnose issues, and more or less offer a solution. So university training is supposed to instill these attributes in you. So first of all, that's it really. So you realize that there are a couple of industries where you can study a particular course. Once you learn these attributes and you have these attributes, sometimes you can fit into so many industries depending on the course that you pursue really. So please have that at the back of your mind. If this is not what you are looking for really, then it might be a good idea to consider other colleges or polytechnics or institutions that offer different courses in other areas. That's not maybe up to a degree level, or maybe it's up to a degree level, but it's a bit different actually. So just get to know that it's really, really important to know this. You're going to the university to be trained to be critical thinker, to be analytical, to be creative, to be innovative, to be able to solve problems. People hire you, people give you jobs. When you are employed, you are given a task, set of tasks, and it's all about solving problems and making sure that you offer solutions to problems, to customers' problems, so that you can be paid at the end of the month or whatever period that you are paid. Right? So that's what university education is about. So let's go on to the three things I believe you need to look at to actually help you decide on what course or what degree you need to pursue in the university. Number one is yourself. Right? What is your motivation in the first place of going to university? Why do you want to go to university in the first place? Maybe you want to gain certain skills and knowledge to be able to solve a problem in your community. Maybe you want to work for a big organization in your community, maybe internationally, and they require specific qualification. Or maybe, I don't know, you want to do your own projects or business. You are passionate about business and therefore you want more knowledge to be able to build a good business, a robust business, a business that could expand maybe nationally or internationally in the future. That might be your motivation. So number one, before you choose a course, please look at your motivation in the first place of going to a university. Number two, what are your attributes? What are you good at yourself? What comes naturally to you? Please do not choose a course because somebody else is, doing a work in that area, or maybe you go to a bank, you see somebody in a tie and a suit, and you want to sit there as well, therefore you choose a course. That's not how to go about it. If you do that, you might regret in the future. Or maybe there's somebody in your neighborhood or a family member who is a doctor or a pharmacist, so you want to follow suit. That might not be your calling. That might not be an area that you excel, right? So for instance, there are courses that are mainly for people who are creative. There are courses that are mainly for people who are innovative, right? Like courses in engineering and stuff like that. There are courses for people who are critical thinkers, who are very analytical, right? So there are courses for, even with the creative side, it could be architecture or design, graphic design, stuff like that, right? So what are your qualities? What are you good at? Maybe you are somebody who is very passionate about solving general societal problems. You are a very empathetic person. You are very sociable, and therefore you want to pursue a course to actually help you gain more knowledge, to be able to help in that side. So my point is, what do you identify most of? Number one, I talk about your motivation. What do you identify most with? Right. The other thing I want to talk about is, what did you study in your secondary school? That's also key. If you study general arts, you cannot then go to university to pursue stuff like maybe BSc nursing, because BSc nursing requires people who study physics, biology, and chemistry. General arts, you don't study those electives, and therefore will be very, very good. What did you study? And what you studied in SHS, what are the degrees offered for particular electives that you actually studied, right? So you need to look at that as well. Don't go and choose a course that you might not even qualify to do at all, and therefore you put in an application and you are rejected. And that's really, 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 really important. So yourself, look at your motivation, what you're good at. And I'll give you this example. There might be somebody who has been good at building things with their hands, or maybe cars, all their life. They are very good, they are passionate about that. Why not go to the university to study a kind of engineering, right? That will be very beneficial to you. It will come naturally to you, because these are things you are excited about. These are things you're good at. It means you'll be good at the course, right? If you choose a course because somebody else has done it, you might not know the details, and you will really, really struggle in the future. So look at yourself. What am I good at? What are my motivations? What are my attributes? What do I identify with? And actually decide on the course you need to choose. Number two, you need to look at the course structure itself and the facilities in the university or the department that you want to study the course, right? So let me give you an example. You might want to study maybe electrical engineering. You were excited about it, but there are certain topics in electrical engineering that really, really interest you. So for instance, maybe University of Ibadan, maybe University of Ghana, maybe KNUST. They might all offer electrical engineering in various roles. But please take time to look at their course structure. What are the subjects that they study in year 1? What are the subjects they study in year 2? What are the subjects they study in year 3? So for all you know, you realize that one of the universities, some of their subjects will focus more on the areas that you are interested in, like robotics or artificial intelligence or other things. And therefore, that should serve as a guide for you to choose that course, right, specifically to do. Or maybe you are very, very interested. In fact, you'll be surprised that there are people who want to go into robotics, but first degree, they only study physics. And yes, that's a pathway to robotics, and they can use that, right? So my point is that look at the course structure that more or less that university offers, the subjects they offer. Make sure these are things you are interested in, things you can do. Don't go and struggle and you're struggling to even pass and get a good grade out of that university. That wouldn't be a good thing. In relation to that, the other thing you need to look at is, does the university has resources and facilities to train you well? That's very, very, very important. Africa is expanding. There are so many young people vying for sometimes fewer university vacancies or places. What then happens is sometimes a whole lot of private universities are popping up everywhere. It's a good thing, but some of these universities are far behind. I.e., they do not have the facilities to train you in an area. Right? So if you study medicine in a university where they don't have enough equipment to train you as a medical doctor, how do you expect to come out as? Yes, you might graduate, you might do well, but the quality of training they might offer you might not be good, right? So apart from looking at the course details and the structure, please try to find out if that university have good facilities, right? You're going to study pharmacy and other courses. Make sure they have the lab equipment and all the facilities to actually train you well, so that you come out being confident, well-trained person, being able to actually contribute to society and fit somewhere. If you are well-trained, that means that when you go for work interviews and other things, you come up on top, you come up well, and you're more likely to actually get more or less that job. So it's important. That's number two, course structure and the facilities. The final thing I want to talk about is your career path. Where do you see yourself maybe in the next 5-10 years? Where do you want to go? What jobs you want to go into? So for instance, you can look at a certain area. You can even Google it. If I actually study this degree, this course, what job could potentially be available to me in the future? You can look at that. There are a whole lot. Right? Remember at the beginning I talked about the fact that university is meant to train you to be a critical thinker, somebody analytical, creative, innovative. I've seen a whole lot of people in United Kingdom, for instance, who actually study history, archaeology in the university, but they are working in banks, right? The university education actually trained them to be able to do that. Of course, there are certain courses that you might have to do if you want certain career path. For instance, if you want to be a pharmacist, you get to do pharmacy. There's no two way about that. You can't do any other course. But there are a whole lot of courses that are very flexible, a whole lot of science courses and maybe social sciences that give you the flexibility to work with various companies and all that. So ask yourself, the degree that you choose, the course that you want to pursue, what is the career path by the time you finish your degree, right? So I'll give you a typical example. The automotive industry and aeronautical industry or aviation industry are really, really picking up in Africa at the moment. They are developing. Even more or less waste management side, companies that provide water and that, they are all picking up. Internet is really, really, really picking up. Social media side of things and online marketing and stuff like that, they are all picking up a lot in Africa, right? So today there might not be a lot of opportunities in that area, but you can actually study where things are going in your country and internationally and say, I will study this course because I believe that by the time I finish, there will be jobs in this area, there will be prospect in this area. For instance, where is the world moving towards now? The world is moving towards robotics. The world is moving towards artificial intelligence, right? It's really, really, really key these days. The world is moving towards more or less Internet of Things, as they call it, using internet to actually build and create things. These days, companies are designing microwaves and rice cookers and other things that you can actually use an app on your phone to actually give them command whilst you're at work to cook for you, to cook a certain meal. That things are happening. So my point is, where you live in your country, look at what are the opportunities that are coming up in this area. Where is my country moving towards? What is happening in my country and that? And then actually use that to actually choose a course. Because by the time you finish, there could be a whole lot of opportunities in that area. Today, there might not be. There might be none or very few. By the time you finish, there could be a lot. The other career path I wanted to talk about is internationally, there are a whole lot of opportunities. You see, one of the things that we tend to forget is that sometimes you can be what I call an international applicant. These days, somebody can finish university in Australia and straight away apply for a job in America. And within a month, he's in America working, right? If you have the qualification required by a company anywhere in the world and you are good, you have good CV, you know how to do interview and that, the career path for you becomes brighter, right? That means you can apply for a job, they could interview you, and you can have opportunities everywhere. I know sometimes the education we get in Africa does not really, you know, prepare us for the global market per se. But the point is, in the days of internet, you know, these days technology is everywhere. You can Google things, you can learn things for yourself. How is CV rated international? Quality CV, not CV that you put your mom's name, your hometown, your date of birth, or necessary information. How do they write them? How's interview conducted in these countries? Learn these things as you go through your degree. Prepare yourself. In the area that you stay in, don't go to class, just come to your dormitory or your hostel, learn what you've been taught, and that's it. Open your mind, do a bit of research. What's going on in my area of interest, my area of study? What is the latest innovation? What is the latest technology that's being designed and all that? So other career path you can look at also is maybe you plan to do your own business in the future. That's also a possibility, right? So you can actually choose a degree or a course based on the fact that you want to be a businessman or a businesswoman in the future. So that's it really. Look at yourself. What is your motivation? What are you good at? What is your dream? What is your vision? Are you a creative person? You know, are you an innovative person? These things will help you choose a course. The second thing I'll talk about is the course structure, right? Yes, the course structure, does it really fit your vision? Is it something you want to study? And if so, if there are a whole lot of universities offering that course, why not try to look at the subjects they study under each of the courses and then decide? Please don't forget to look at the facilities in the university as well before you apply. And the final thing is your career path. Where do you want to be in the future? What industry? Where do you want to work? Where is your country moving towards? Where is the industry moving towards? Where is the world moving towards in the future? I believe if you are to follow these three things, they could be of a great help to you to actually decide on what degree you need to pursue in the university. And also there are a whole lot of resources online on the internet, and that you can Google it and look at various courses and the career path. That will be of help to you as well. Please don't forget to subscribe. It's free. Please like this video, share with people so that we can help more young people to actually decide on their futures and help guide them in the right way. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please come back next time. I hope to upload another video soon so that we can share more ideas. Put your comments below and put your questions below. I will do my very best. I don't guarantee that, but I'll do my very best to answer your questions when you put them below so that we can keep the conversation going. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.